What's good, YouTube? FAIRDALE Kings coming at you again with another EA Sports College Football 25 video. Tonight, we've got a playoff matchup. We're going to have the number 9 Florida State Seminoles taking on the number 8 Penn State Nittany Lions.
Nice hole there, Julio.
Game's going to be starting. Kickoff is teed up for 8 p.m. tonight. Right now, we've just got the stream up. We're checking to make sure everything's working. We will start roughly pregame show in maybe another 10 minutes. Stay tuned. What's good, YouTube? FAIRDALE Kings coming back at you again with another EA Sports College Football 25 video. Tonight, we're going to be hosting a playoff matchup in the FAIRDALE Kings dynasty. Should be entertaining. We've got the number 9 Florida State Seminoles taking on the number 8 Penn State Nittany Lions. We're hoping that we're going to get a live stream of the video. So I'm waiting on confirmation. Hopefully he gets back feedback. Otherwise, this might be a short-lived broadcast. In the meantime, in the background, I've got Julio and Robbie going head-to-head. Julio, Coach Hu, is my brother. He went 2-10 in this current season. Has struggled, but did actually upset Florida at one point during the season. And Coach Robbie was the former head coach at Colorado last year, struggled to win any games. Actually retired after about the fifth or sixth game whenever we restarted the dynasty after the patch. We call him the offensive coordinator, but man, no one, his offense is offensive to watch. It is terrible. So those two knuckleheads are actually going head to head right now. Robbie actually owns the series 1-0, won in the last game by a touchdown. Robbie's looking for his second victory. Now, the thing about my brother is he's actually beat me and beat Joaquin White, who is the prohibitive favorite still to win the FK Dynasty League in Season 1, even after the Ohio State, myself, upset him last night. So he owns victories against two of the top players in the Dynasty, but in the league. But he's all over the damn map. I mean, no one knows what he's doing. His offense is chilling to watch. You don't know what you're ever going to see. He's actually changed his playbook, rolling with Utah right now. I'm getting some feedback right now from these two playing. Can you guys give me an update? We got you guys live on YouTube right now.
14-6.
So Robbie is actually leading currently 14-6. It's Ohio State versus LSU in this matchup. So that's a quick a recap. They're struggling though with some connection issues. So it's been wild listening to these two actually go head to head and pretty entertaining. Wish either one of them was tech savvy. They struggle with technology. It's a wonder that either Robbie or Julio knows how to turn on an Xbox, more or less a computer. So neither one of them could actually stream a game. But anyway, we're leading into this playoff matchup, and since it looks like I do have a little bit of an audience, I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the standings and the current playoff bracket. It's been fun watching this dynasty progress throughout this year. Last night we had the Big Ten championship game. We had Ohio State played Oregon. It was number 5 Ohio State taking on number 4 Oregon. Oregon was a prohibitive 2-touchdown favorite. The fact that Ohio State was actually able to pull out a win 29-28 in overtime is still amazing. I'm still shocked to this moment. We being the Ohio State coach, were down 21-14 with 50 seconds to go. Only one timeout in our back pocket. Oregon was driving, decided they were going to run up the score like they did last time. And it actually came back to bite him. We then took over at the 20-yard line and went 80 yards in just under 40 seconds to tie the game. Oregon then throws a Hail Mary, gets out of bounds with 1 second to go, kicks a 46-yard field goal as time expired, but missed it. We go into overtime. Oregon scores first. But with them scoring first, it allowed Ohio State to get the ball. They answered and went for 2, and I won the game. So that was pretty amazing. Now we're looking at the playoff bracket. We've got 9 user teams that made the playoffs that qualified. I mean, you have got... What's most shocking is that Texas went undefeated in the SEC, but we had 3 undefeated teams in the SEC. Texas didn't make the conference championship game, but they do draw the number 5 overall seed, so they were the number 1 at-large team. They beat the brakes off of South Carolina in the first round of the playoffs, so they're going to advance to play number 4 Utah in the quarterfinal. And being that the quarterfinals are hosted at neutral sites, they're going to be playing that game in the Sugar Bowl down in New Orleans. My money right now, if I was going to have to pick, you were holding a gun to my head and I had to pick, I'm taking Texas in this matchup. I think Texas looking at stats, looking at the overall big picture, what he's accomplished this year, Texas is the favorite to me in that matchup. Tonight's game that I'm hoping to stream is an intriguing matchup. You've got number 9 Florida State taking on number 8 Penn State. Both teams finished 10-2. Florida State has not played a human opponent. So he's not played a user. He is still a huge question mark. I actually played Penn State head to head. If I didn't have the ball last, I probably don't win the game. We went to overtime. So I was able to score. I got the 2. I was able to hold Penn State and keep them out of the end zone. My All-American safety, Caleb Downs, makes a play at the goal line to break up what should have been probably a 2-point conversion. So I was able to hold on and win like 39-37. So my money is going to be on Penn State. We're going to probably more than likely have a rematch. I don't look forward to that game. We've already seen each other head to head. I did rush for over 325 yards in that first game, but I struggled to slow down the Penn State attack. So that should be a great matchup tonight, and whoever advances should be a tough matchup for me in the quarterfinal. Now, in the bottom half of the bracket, you've got some heavyweights. There are some heavyweights at the bottom. It's going to be whoever gets out of this bottom bracket is going to have earned it. You've got in the bottom bracket, you've got number 5 Alabama, who should advance. Coach Kugel should win there. But if he does win, he's got a rematch at Ole Miss, which Ole Miss just beat him 28-11 in the SEC championship. So that should be a good, entertaining game. 13-0 Ole Miss. If Alabama does advance and beats Nebraska, that'll be a rematch. Also in the bottom half of the bracket, Oregon's already defeated UAB 48-21, curb stomped them. So you're going to have number 2 Notre Dame, which is undefeated, 13-0, winning the ACC. They actually joined the ACC conference for this dynasty. Taking on 13-1 Oregon, who I'll tell you the truth, after last night's loss, Oregon's coach tore up the locker room, called out several of his players, really got after his quarterback after throwing a late pick, trying to be heroic there. They probably should have just nailed the ball and got out, but it looks like the quarterback actually audibled at the line of scrimmage himself after the coach had called a knee, took it upon himself to try to rub salt in the wound and run up the score, and it came back to bite him in the ass. So, we've got more than likely, not more than likely, it's going to be Oregon and Notre Dame, and those two have gone head to head. And today in the press, you wouldn't believe it, but Notre Dame's coach, and I'm going to read you the quote. It was kind of disturbing, but this is what happens when you get into the playoffs and you have to deal with issues like this. Notre Dame's coach actually stated, and I'm trying to find the exact quote because we were exchanging messages. I was trying to get a feel on what he thought going into the playoffs, what could happen. And he sent a message to the Oregon coach and basically said, and this is through the media. He didn't say this directly to Oregon's coach, but this was at a press conference. Didn't say it face to face, but he said, I want Oregon to know that if things get ugly, we will be headhunting. Guys, that I don't need to sit there and explain what that means. That means if Oregon takes a big lead like he's done in the past, you're going to start to see some cheap shots and some late hits. He's looking at taking out careers. And, when you've got injuries turned on, you don't know what's going to happen, when you've got to win 3 more games, so we'll see. I don't know if Notre Dame's trying to set the tone, let them know that he's of that Dan Campbell mindset, that they're going to bite kneecaps off. But he sent a strong message. So I'm looking forward to the playoffs, the quarterfinal matchups. I'm anticipating Texas is going to beat Utah. I don't even want to talk about my game either. I'm going to take on the winner of Florida State, Penn State. That should be an entertaining matchup. We'll see. But whoever wins that game, if it's Florida State, Penn State, Ohio State, are going to be taking on probably a monster in Texas at top who feels disrespected. They were the number 1 overall team, got bumped out of the SEC championship game, got we're outside looking in. They get the number 5 overall seed. But if anyone's got a chip on their shoulder and something to prove, it's Texas. In the bottom half of the bracket, I'm going to call it right now. Brandon Kugel, Coach Coogie, is actually going to upset Ole Miss in the quarterfinals. I watched that first matchup in the SEC championship game. And guys, Alabama was on inside the 3-yard line twice and came away with only 3 points. If he can execute in the red zone, he's going to win because Ole Miss had no answer for his running game. None. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pick Alabama to beat Ole Miss. Ole Miss's coach was whining in the media, talking about they're disrespected. They won the SEC and no one likes them. Well, you know why? Because you cry. You're a crybaby. And if you're going to sit there and whine, we're going to treat you like a child. Alabama over Ole Miss. That's going to be my pick. And then we move to the bottom. Oregon and Notre Dame. I've faced these guys in exhibition games throughout the offseason. Both these guys are primed for the spotlight. Oregon has a big, huge chip on their shoulder, though, after they lost the game. It's not that Ohio State beat them. In his mind right now, Coach White believes he wasn't beat. Ran out of time. Should have won the game by probably 2 touchdowns, but didn't. And because his team didn't go out and execute, he's going to be playing laser focused in that quarterfinal game. Notre Dame better look out. And I know Coach Bray, great coach, great young coach, up and comer. He's been tweaking his offense, working on his defense. Problem is, he's got to take on a pissed off Oregon coach. So it'll be a fun matchup. We'll see how it shakes out. That's why you play the games, and we'll see how it all comes down. What's the? Let me get an update, guys. I'm getting feedback right now through the media outlet. Let me get you guys an update on this Ohio State LSU game. So getting a live update. Ohio State's beating LSU right now, currently 21-13. This is a game for pride. The funny thing is, though, is that, you know, Coach Kugel, and the one I'm talking about is the Alabama head coach. Okay. The Alabama head coach. He won't play Coach Robbie unless there's money on the line, and he's got to be, you know, he wants a straight up match. Big Brick Club. All right. So I believe right now that I've been able to commandeer a stream here. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can get this. I'm going to pause this for a minute. Let me see if I can find this in the background. Guys, here we go. We've got we're going to have actual live footage, it appears. We're going to get a game here. Let me see, put this here. So this is going to be fun to watch.
Hard as you think. Who called timeout? I didn't like that coming off.
So if you guys are just joining us in this live stream, we're going to have a matchup. This is a first round playoff matchup between number 9 Florida State traveling to number 8 Penn State. Both teams finished the regular season with identical 10-2 records. Both teams had 2 losses in conference play. Florida State did not play any human opponents. We're going to have snow, guys. We actually have snow in Happy Valley for this first round playoff matchup. So we're going to have to deal with a couple factors. 1, the home field advantage of Penn State. And 2, the elements. Boys, it's not looking good for Florida State right now. When you look up and you've got to play in probably 15-degree weather conditions, snow, those Florida boys ain't used to this. Looking good right now for Penn State. We'll see how this shakes out. Florida State has won the toss and elected to kick off. Penn State's going to be receiving. Ball's kicked deep into the end zone, deep, and it's not playable. Penn State's going to scrimmage from the 25-yard line. We're seeing some quick adjustments. They're going to match up. Florida State's coach is going to match up according to speed out there. We're going to see Penn State comes out in 11 personnel. Going to throw the ball. That is his favorite receiver. Throws the ball out to the flats. Going to pick up 18 yards on first play from scrimmage. That is something that he likes to do. I did a little scouting report, and I did play him head-to-head this year. Loves to check down and loves to go to the tight end. You know, that's from my experience looking at the stats. Going to get the ball to the running back. Going to pick up a quick 6 yards. Yeah, Nick Singleton, that running back, rushed for 822 yards this year, 5.2 yards a carry and 9 touchdowns. Singleton also was a second leading receiver. He had 75 catches. 75 catches for 891 yards receiving. 12 yards a catch, 15 touchdowns receiving. There's the RPO. He throws the ball out to the flat. That's going to be probably close to a gain of 8. First down, Penn State. They're moving the ball methodically down the field. There's no one out there guarding that receiver, so he's able to take the quick out, the speed out. Throws it out to Julian Fleming. Fleming is the leading receiver for Penn State. Had 83 catches this year, 995 yards, 8 touchdowns. But when you look at the stats, when you actually dig deep and investigate the stats for Penn State, the receivers average 8 yards a catch, which that tells me there's a lot of check downs. There's a lot of crossing routes. There's a lot of short passes to the flat, to the running backs, to the tight ends. When you compare those stats to Oregon's head coach, and they average 88 points a game. When you look at Ohio State and what Coach FAIRDALE Kings could do, those are teams that were able to throw the ball and average 14 yards a catch, 16 yards a catch, 24 yards a catch. They opened it up. That is Ohio State stats. When you look at Oregon stats, their receivers average 15, 11. They're, big play guys. So, they're gaining twice as many yards. Anyway, another play here. It's going to bring up a 3rd and medium. It's 3rd and 6. 39-yard line going in. If I'm Penn State, I'm probably running 2 plays here. They've got 2 plays here to convert. Probably going to be some kind of mesh concept. There's the crossing pattern. Of course, he throws it to the fullback. Is that the fullback or is that the tight end? Which one is that? 44. Trying to look it up. Gotta get to Penn State's. I'd say that's got to be, yeah, that's Tyler Warren, the tight end. He had 39 catches for 512 yards and 3 touchdowns on the year, averages 7 yards a catch. Penn State converts. They're still moving. We're looking up. You've got Florida State is in this 40 front. Ball's given to the back. He's going to get 14-yard gain. 1st and 10 again. Penn State is just methodically moving this ball down the field. That time was a short pass to Harrison Wallace.
No, I don't think it was a hold.
You're looking at a 40 defense. I mean, this guy, Florida State, wow, they just flipped. The cornerback ran from the right side across. They adjusted. They in a 4-2-5 or a 4-3 defense. Now they're in nickel, double mug. We'll see if it's mid-blitz zero. No, he drops into coverage. Throws the ball across the middle. It's incomplete. Going to bring up a 3rd and 8. Coach taking a chance, looking at the end zone. Had a guy running a skinny post, just misses him. Going to his second favorite target, the tight end. And that gets blown up. Here we are, 3rd and 8 from the 9-yard line. Penn State going to put the running back in motion. Let's see if they throw the swing pass. They throw it out there quick to the back. He's going to get down to the 1-yard line. It's going to be 4th and 1 from the 1. That's Singleton again with another catch out of the backfield. Big, huge play here. 4th and 1. Can Florida State make the stop? They've got about, I don't know, I'd say 2 football lengths. Oh my God, he jumped off sides. Wow. Offsides on Florida State. Gonna bring up 4th and inches. Maybe he didn't have the defense set and didn't want to take a timeout. Caught that late. He's going to be in double mug here. Let's see if Penn State throws the ball to the running back over here and it flats to the left. Making some adjustments. Running back's going to go out. Incomplete pass. Florida State takes over at the 1-yard line. Wow. That is reminiscent of the game against Ohio State where he had a receiver wide bucking open and missed him and elected to throw a challenge pass. He just missed a wide open receiver. Florida State was inches away on that 45 quick base of taking that 99 yards to the house. He breaks that tackle, he is gone. Jalen Lucas would have been absolutely ghost on that play if he's able to elude that tackle, that shoestring tackle. We'll see here. It's 2nd and 6. We've got an RPO look. We'll see if he hands the ball off to the back. He's going to throw the ball over here. Broken up. It's going to bring up 3rd and 6. That's he's running an RPO bubble and had a quick hook, quick hitch on the backside. Instead of going to the swing pass on the bubble, elected to go with that. Jalen Lucas, the running back, has 111 carries for 719 yards, 2 touchdowns. We got nickel double mug looking at us maybe. But it's hard to see in the snow conditions. We're going to throw the ball deep. I don't know what that is. I don't know what they were attempting there. If the pressure, if there's a miscommunication because of the home field advantage, but Penn State is only able to manage 4 yards, is going to have to punt the ball from deep in their end zone. Penn State's going to get great field position to start this drive. Nice Nice punt return. Penn State's going to start 1st and 10 on the 40. So even though they didn't score on the last drive, they're going to start this drive with great field position. You see Anthony Ivy with that punt return. Penn State comes out in a 3-by-1 look here. They've got I'm looking right now. Looks like they've got 10 personnel. Going to run the inside zone to the left. Going to break a couple tackles, pick up 15 yards on 1st down. Score update. LSU and Coach Hughes 26, Ohio State 21. LSU's comeback. They've had 4 4th down stops in that other game that we're monitoring. There we go. It's another pass. You're going to see 2 guys leading this the way. 2 guys leading the way for this Penn State attack. That time, tight end Tyler Warren catches the ball, picks up a 1st down. Oh, wow. Ball's thrown out to the flats. Incomplete pass. Here we are, guys. So Penn State is on the 8-yard line with 2nd and goal. They were stopped at the 1-yard line on their last drive. Came away with no points after driving 79 yards. Wow, Florida State brings the pressure, calls an incomplete pass, brings up 3rd and goal from the 8. Excuse me, guys, I'm a little bit distracted. I've got some chatter in my ear right now between the LSU and Ohio State interim coach in their matchup. We got a halfback screen over here to the left. It's going to be a 2-yard gain, bringing up 4th and goal from the 6. Let's see if he takes the points. He's going to line up for a field goal. Lines up for a field goal, and he hits the field goal. Penn State's on the board first. It's going to be 3-0 Penn State. This snow conditions is going to have a factor in this game. I mean, we're seeing it right now. It has slowed down the Florida State offense. Of course, being backed up didn't help. Florida State didn't want to take any risk, being that they were inside their own 5-yard line to start the drive. We'll see what they do with a little bit of room in front of them. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 28. Down 3. We're going to come out in a little bit of gun wing set, it looks like. We'll see if there's any adjustments made. It looks like Penn State is still in this 4-2 look. They've got everyone within, 9 guys right now within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage, and still Florida State manages with Jalen Lucas to pick up about close to 15 yards. That's going to be the end of the first quarter. Penn State leads 3-0 over number 9 Florida State. It was an entertaining first quarter. You got to be disappointed, though, if you're Penn State, knowing that you have basically dominated this game, gone up and down the field twice, and you've only managed to come away with 3 points. You get stopped on the 1-yard line on your first drive, and you have to settle for a field goal on the second drive. Points are at a premium, and if you don't come away with points, it's going to be hard pressed to justify if you do, lose this game when you leave those points, out there on the field. So we'll see. I mean, Florida State right now has the ball. They're at midfield driving currently. Coach is making some good calls, good decisions. This is going to be a jet sweep. He's actually going to bounce around a little bit. Looks like he's going to pick up 8 yards on a first down play. I mean, when you're playing in front of the sticks like this, it makes you even that much more dangerous. Here it is, 2nd and 2. Florida State can either run or pass. I mean, obviously, guys, you got two. I can run the ball, I can pass the ball. I mean, it's cliche sounding, but right now it keeps the defense off balance. You know, this guy could actually put the ball on the roof if he wants to, take a shot, knowing with confidence that he could probably pick up a 3rd and short. So it just makes it that much more difficult as a defensive coordinator in that position to try to guess what the offense is doing. Now we're going to bring up a 3rd and short, 3rd and 2 here after that incomplete pass. He was trying to take a shot, just didn't have the time on that crossing route. Florida State is having to deal with a crowd noise. That is a huge, huge problem right now. He gets a little bit of pressure, gets heated up, was able to complete a short pass to number 86 on the crossing route. 86 is tight end Brian Courtney, the 6th leading receiver this year. He had 34 catches for 316 yards, 9.3 yards a catch, and 1 touchdown. Junior tight end. But like I said, Florida State is methodically moving the ball down the field. They're now inside the 30, 1st and 10. They're going to run a little bit of stretch action to the left out of gun. They're going to lose a yard on that. I don't know if that was an inside zone play or if that was that power G, but they tried to run, but it didn't work. He was able to stymie that, but now Florida State's coming out in what appears to be a passing set. Going to throw the ball out here to the flats. I think he missed it. He's going to throw a pick. Oh, it should have been a pick 6. I mean, the running back was open on that swing route. Poorly passed ball. I mean, it's a bad decision. He threw the ball late. Linebacker comes off, or maybe could have been a safety, 48. Not quite sure of all the personnel groupings of Penn State. But that should have been an interception. I mean, that is a costly opportunity. Penn State probably would have took that all the way back to the house for what should have been a 75-yard interception return for a touchdown. Instead, he turns a for sure touchdown into nothing. That's left outside linebacker Kavian Keys, a freshman who dropped the ball. And it's going to come back and haunt him. It's going to come back and haunt him. Florida State now capitalizes on the next play. Catches the ball inside the 12-yard line. Going to be 1st and 10 at the 11. You have to take advantage when the opportunity presents itself. You drop a gift-wrapped interception, and now Florida State continues this drive. Crowd noise is a premium here, though. Look at this cutback. Running back's going to get north to south, pick up 6 yards. That looks like it's Tuafili again, the running back. They've got a stable of running backs there at Florida State, and they just keep, spreading the wealth. You don't know which of the backs is going to be in, which one's going to be carrying the ball. Tuafili is the backup. He had 311 yards this year, 6 touchdowns. He's actually the leading running back with touchdowns in that fashion. Averages 5.3 yards a carry, 25 yards a game on the ground. We've got 2nd and 4 at the 4-yard line. We'll see if Florida State can actually score inside the 5. Come on. So anyway, here we are. It's 3rd and 4 from the 5. You don't know. I mean, they're going to run double mug here. I mean, is Florida State going to try to run something, get to the middle of the field, make this angle a little bit easier? They're going to get heated up. Luckily, that is not a fumble. Quarterback gets smacked as he goes back to pass. This meter is electric right now. But you know what? He lines up to kick. Looks like he was ice cold. He just misaligned, and he's going to miss a short chip shot, field goal. Special teams again. We've got 2 guys right now Nerves are taking hold of both of them. We've had so many plays inside the 5-yard line, and we've came away with 3 points total between 3 possessions. Florida State misses the short field goal. Penn State's going to take over now on the 20. They probably need roughly maybe 50 yards to get in field goal range here before the half. They're going to start it with a pass here to number 10 out of the backfield, I believe. Is that Singleton again with another catch? That's going to be a gain of 23. And actually, that's Nick Singleton again with another catch. I told you, that is the favorite target. I don't care what the numbers say about Fleming. They love to throw the ball on the angle route, on the table route to the flats to number 10. Makes another clutch catch. We've got 10 personnel still in the game. We're going to run a crossing route. Going to hit what appears this time to be Fleming, who is the leading target. He's got 3 catches in this game for 26 yards. They've already moved the ball down inside the 44. I mean, you're probably looking at manageable 14 yards for the field goal attempt. Florida State is making some adjustments here in this. I mean, he's got a 40 front. Going to throw the ball out to the flats, pick up 3 yards, bring up 2nd and 7. Clock is running. Both teams still have their full allotment of timeouts. I would be watching this running back on the swing route to the left. Doesn't look like there's anyone over to guard it. Actually gets checked up. Going to get some pressure. That running back not releasing clean killed the timing of that play. The tight end, if that's where he was looking, was actually, they guarded the seam route, took that away. You've got to watch 44. If he does get the action, it's quick seam routes mixed in with the the square ends. Now we've got 3-by-1 with the back offset over here to the right. The tight end's going to jump. The tight end flinches. That's going to back up Penn State even more. We got 3rd and 19, and two young coaches shooting themselves in the foot. We'll see if it comes back and bites him in the butt. I mean, Florida State failed to capitalize on their last drive. Penn State had an opportunity to intercept the pass and maybe take it 75 yards to the house. They dropped a sure interception. Now we get a penalty. Going to be a swing pass over. It's going to be a double pass. I mean, wide. Why when you're killing them, get cute? Why do you get cute in a situation like this? You don't need it. Your quarterback is throwing the ball all over the field, has wide open receivers. You're going to take the ball out of your playmaker's hands, out of your quarterback, and let your running back throw a deep pass in a game of this magnitude? I would say I'm speechless, but I'm not. I've got plenty to say about that. That was just a dumb play call at the most inopportune time. Now you're going to give Florida State a chance with roughly about 36 seconds. Florida State and Penn State both have 2 timeouts remaining. Now Florida State, I don't know though, after missing that field goal, if getting down to the 30 is going to be enough. But they're going to come out. They're going to run the ball. They watched the Ohio State film. You don't necessarily need a timeout. You go no huddle here. You don't run turbo. You just run the ball, get a quick play in. Probably call a timeout after this play. They've got a shell defense. You got to make a guy miss. Spin move. Call the timeout now. Call the timeout. Penn State called the timeout. Penn State bails out Florida State. They want the ball back, but man, questionable clock management. I'm not second guessing anyone. I'll tell you right now, I'm first guessing. There's no way I'm calling timeout there when the clock winding down under 15 seconds on a 3rd and inches, thinking I'm going to get a stop. Now, Florida State can throw one more pass and get a timeout to get themselves in field goal range. And there it is, play action. Going to throw the ball. This guy is going to catch the ball in space. Can he make a guy miss? He's going to get out of bounds. We've got 1st and goal at the 3-yard line. Probably going to be the last play of the half. We'll see what transpires here. If they're going to line up and say, you know what, I'm taking my 3 points, but he just missed a chip shot. Just missed a chip shot. They did take the timeout. Going to line up to kick a 20-yard field goal to tie the game. I don't have no answers. I've got plenty of questions, but we'll see. I mean, this is not even a chip shot. It's going to be wide right. It's another missed field goal. This is another missed field goal. Special teams has failed Florida State again. This is like watching a game from the mid-90s. Wide right, wide right, wide right. Florida State needs to get in their coffers. They need to come up with some money to go actually get a kicker. They sign all these players with NIL deals, and yet they don't have a kicker. And he just missed a wide open hole that probably could have took it a lot further. Anyway, have missed two very short field goals. Halftime, Penn State 3, Florida State 0. Highly entertaining game. For the fact that we're only 3-0, I mean, this ball's gone up and down the field. I mean, if you're sitting here watching this game right now, you got to be asking yourself, how is there not more points on the board? I mean, it's downright criminal what we're watching right now. But it's made for a highly competitive game. We've got 2nd and 9, Florida State. Does he take a shot over here? He's got a receiver one-on-one. Gets jammed at the line. He's going to hit the crossing route. Looks like they've got a lineman who got beat up there. But Jaylen Brown is going to catch the ball and is able to get across the 1st down marker and pick up a 1st down. Jaylen Brown's the 3rd leading receiver, 594 yards receiving this year and 7 touchdowns. Makes a nice catch coming across the middle. We're going to get the jet pass again. Is he going to cut it up? He does. Not going to accomplish much. Actually going to lose a yard. Trying to keep him off balance. I mean, you've got to stretch the field sideline to sideline as well as north to south. So they're making Penn State right now guard the whole field. They've got to guard all 53 and as well as trying to guard the vertical game. I'm thinking right here, we might take a shot with the PA pass, and sure enough, that's what it looks like he has up. You just got to watch this safety lurking here on the right side of the screen, though. Last time he tried to throw that, it hung up a little bit. He's going to get pressured, heated up. He did have the cross. But he didn't have the time, and it looked like the quarterback was actually looking to the left side. He had the short crossing route, which is about 6-7 yards. But the slot receiver did take the top off, and it had deep play capability there, but elected to go with a shorter route and just got smacked in his mouth before he can get rid of the ball. Going to bring up a 3rd and long. It's 3rd and 11. This crowd is actually, I mean, this stadium is nuts. You see right now that Ryan Fitzgerald, the Florida State kicker, has 87 kicking power, but man, he has just failed miserably right now on 2 short layups for field goals and didn't put any points on the board. They're going to bring out the punt unit. Hopefully the defense can make a stop. This ball's going to bounce into the end zone, so Penn State's going to take over 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Penn State has been methodical, though, moving the ball. I mean, they're back in this 3-by-1 set with the running back offset to the right. Florida State's D-line is shuffling around. We're going to get jet motion again, which is more movement, just as eye candy. Corners are inverting. We're going to get the running back again. All that motion just to see what kind of set they're in and just running up the middle. Going to be a gain of 0 on the play. No gain. Brings up 2nd and 10. We're going to get bunched to the right. I wonder if we're going to get the tight end, if we're going to get that tight end angle route, which that's sure enough what we got. There's a tight end angle route. He's going to run the angle route with the running back as well. So that was that delay. So we had, they ran off the one receiver. We had a drag, an angle route, and then the running back also ran an angle route wide open middle of the field. I know I've seen a lot of that in film study in the last 24 hours as I was breaking down Oregon, who is running the Georgia playbook, and I saw a lot of that tight end angle route. And we actually saw, look at this, man. There's guys running all over the field. Defense is not set. Penn State's going to pick up the first down with the quarterback. There was movement all over the place. Drew Alar, quarterback, is able to pick up the first down on the ground. He hasn't had many carries on the year. Has a long of 23, but he's not a running threat. But he was able to do enough to pick up a first down, and then they come back and go to Tyler Warren, the second favorite target. This tight end eats. He's a little bit of a safety blanket for this Penn State offense. In times of need, he does like to go to the tight end, goes to him again. We're going to get a jet pass to the left side of the field, going to pick up probably 6 yards. That's going to be Fleming again. I mean, it's rinse and repeat. Julian Fleming, Nicholas Singleton, and Tyler Warren. That combination of 3 receivers is the extent of the offense. I mean, you're just going to get rinse and repeat between those 3. Singleton, a lot of checkdowns. We're going to get a counter tray over here to the left side. Going to pick up probably 6 yards. Pick 1st and 10 at the 35. Again, last time Penn State was down here before half, they got cute through a halfback pass, was intercepted. Let's see if they stay strictly with this running game. They've been having some success. Try to avoid the turnover. But, the field does close down and becomes a little bit tighter down here in the red zone. I mean, they're just outside the red zone right now, but people start to take a little bit more risk. And usually, as a defensive coordinator for many years, when I was calling defenses, when we're backed up, and we've got the pressure in front of us, we started bringing more heat as opposed to the opposite. We kind of can see that we're going to give up a touchdown. At that point, we become a lot more aggressive, pressure burst pipes, and we try to heat up offenses, make them make quicker decisions. And sure enough, we get a quick decision over here to the flats, and that's almost picked off. And that could have been disastrous if Florida State would have picked that off there and sitting a cover 2 hard flat. Probably didn't even see the corner standing out there, and almost threw what would have been a devastating interception. Thank God the DB just knocked it down. So now both teams have dropped interceptions that would have been drive killers. And they're going to heat them up. There's the pressure I was talking about. They got an instant shed by Marvin Jones. Gets up the field. Puts pressure immediately on the quarterback. Linebacker was also running free. Brought the heat. Going to bring up 3rd and 10. We're at the 15-yard line. I liked Fleming on a crossing route here, and maybe a table route or angle route with Singleton, the running back. We'll see what transpires. I'm just doing eye candy over here with 12. There's the angle route. Buddy, get rid of that play. Take that totally out of your playbook. Every time I've seen that out pattern, it has not been successful. I've watched this over and over again now. That kid, he just can't catch. I mean, the ball's always just a little bit off. we have another missed field goal. Another missed field goal. That's now the third missed field goal of this game. We're going to take a short commercial break. Penn State 3, Florida State 0. All right, coming back from commercial, Florida State's going to take over. 1st and 10, they're going to run RPO. They're going to run the quick out route, the speed out. If this guy had any speed, it's a touchdown. Good googly moogly. Did he just throw the ball to the slowest guy on the whole team? Gets a great play. Great play. Catches the defense off balance. And that guy looked like he was running in quicksand up the sideline. Going to throw the ball again. Hit the quick crossing route. I got to look up this guy. He throws the ball to Brian Courtney, the tight end. Possession tight. 3-by-1 and isolated the tight end. Throws the ball to him and great play. If that was a wide receiver, it's probably a touchdown. But instead, throws the ball out there to the tight end, picks up 40 yards, gets drugged down from behind. But Florida State's now scrimmaging from the 32-yard line going in. We're going to start the fourth quarter. Number 8, Penn State leads 3-0 over number 9, Florida State. But Florida State is driving. I mean, right now, looking at the running backs, Lucas has 4 carries for 20 yards. Singleton has roughly the same for 28 yards. I mean, it's a draw. No one really has an advantage there, but I've been more impressed with the Florida State running game, just with the patience. He does love throwing the angle routes that we're seeing, so we're getting those whip routes, not the pivot routes, but whip routes over here. Those man beaters. And with Penn State playing this 3-deep shell, you know, you're going to give up the flats, especially when those linebackers are reduced in. So, you know, that is an opening. He missed the seam route. The seam route was wide open. I mean, wide open. He likes to throw the ball over here to the left flat. It's going to be broken up. Good read. A little bit late getting rid of the ball, though. We'll see if Penn State makes an adjustment and takes away the seam. They've got a guy walked out on him now. Last time, though, with that trips look, they didn't have enough coverage there in that cover 3. And the seam was wide open. Probably would have went to the number 2 receiver of that stack, but didn't. Going to run the ball. Brings up 3rd and 9. I wonder. I'm curious if he's going to run the ball right up the middle here. If he's going to be aggressive and try to put one in the end zone because he's already missed 2 short field goals, or if he says, you know what, I'm just going to run the ball up the middle and set up a straight ahead field goal, but it looks like he's going to actually go for it. He probably needs to. And he misses. Throws an incomplete pass. Receiver drops it. I mean, it gets a little, I mean, that's a wide open. I mean, God dog it, man. This meter is shaking like all can be. Stadium is beating up and down. Looks like he hit this one. Sure enough, he does. We finally have a field goal on the board for Florida State. This has been I don't know if I want to say this is a defensive battle. I mean, the score is 3-3. All indicators would say that the defense is coming to play, but these defenses ain't really played that well. Damn offenses are just stalling out and killing themselves. I mean, we've had 3 missed field goals. So Florida State's going to take over inside their 20. Backed up. Both teams have their full allotment of timeouts. Both teams have 3 timeouts apiece. This has been an entertaining game. I mean, it's an entertaining game. We'll see. The winner of this game advances to play the number 1 seed, Ohio State Buckeyes. Nick Singleton with a run off the right side, going to pick up 10 yards and a first down. Great play to start the drive for for Penn State. Doesn't do anything really fancy, just a straight dive out of pistol. Either a duo play there, maybe a stretch now to the left. He's going to make a nice move in the hole, pick up what looks to be 5 yards. Doesn't have to rush. I mean, time is actually on his side. 3:15, let the clock wind down, move the ball methodically downfield. You're actually the home team, so, you know, you're not going to have the crowd noise affecting your kicker the way it has Florida State's kicker. We're going to get pistol, what I call, what I would call the queen set. King being to the strength, queen away, runs the jet pass, picks up again, 12, 13 yards, continues the drive, picks up another first down, comes out again, pistol strong. That's a little bit different. We haven't seen this pistol look, and now here we are. Game's on the line, going to give the ball to the offset back, to the fullback. He's going to pick up 6 yards. They're now at midfield. They've crossed over, and they're at the 50. Penn State slowly, methodically moving the ball, which is what you should do in this situation. Yeah, that's not even the power back. I mean, I think that actually was Dinkins, the tight end who ran the ball. Had 1 carry on the year for 3 yards and actually, you know, touch the ball in clutch time. Now we got 2 running backs and a tight end in the backfield. That should have been blown up. Absolute was a shed. That doesn't look good. One of the Penn State linemen are down, clutching their knee. I don't know if that was Marvin Jones who just dove helplessly at the back. He made a move on him, but man, it just grasping at air. Missed the tackle. 3rd and 2 here, just across midfield. Going to get the RPO. Florida State DB sells out and makes a great diving effort to break up the pass. If he misses that ball, 3 is out in space and has a possibility to maybe take out to the house. Instead, the defense makes a great effort. Going to bring up a 4th and 2. If Penn State doesn't convert here, Florida State's going to have a short field to win the game. Huge, huge play of the game. Honestly, this is 4th and 2. Obviously, if they convert, they win the game more than likely. So we'll see what transpires. 4th and 2, we get the crossing route. We're going to get the leading receiver, Fleming, catching that ball on the mesh concept. Couple guys running free. They actually went to the guy that was being defended. The receiver running from left to right was wide open. Corner sat out there in the flats in cover 2. Singleton's going to run the ball to the right side, pick up 7 yards on first down. They're in field goal range. I mean, I don't know how comfortable he'd be kicking a 49-yard field goal at this point, so he's probably going to run the ball a few more times. If Florida State doesn't make the stop here, and they don't, they're going to have to start considering using their timeouts to preserve some time to be able to go down the field and maybe answer or even win the game. So here it is, 1st and 10 at the maybe 26, 28-yard line. 28-yard line, 1st and 10, Penn State. We're under 2 minutes to go. They're going to run that stretch play to the left. Going to be no gain. Marvin Jones makes a great play. Florida State's going to call another timeout, which is wise. Use the timeouts. If he's going to run the ball, use the timeouts. Hope that he's going to throw another one of those passes and maybe throws an incomplete pass to stop the clock for you. You know, you can't take those timeouts home with you. You've got to make a stop right now. We've got 11 personnel, 1 running back, 1 tight end to the left. Stack receivers to the right. That's that RPO action. As a defensive coordinator, at some point, are you thinking, do I let them score so I get the ball back to win the game or tie the game? I mean, that you got to consider everything at this point. They've got one timeout remaining. I just let them get in the end zone. And what a great play by Penn State to fall down, make them, I don't know if you're going to burn a timeout here. That's a smart heads up play, though, by Penn State. Too much time came off the clock to burn a timeout there. I mean, it probably should have been immediately to call the timeout. Instead, you lost all that time, and now you call the timeout. Probably should have called it as soon as he fell down. But, maybe you early in this game when it first came out, you might see a bad snap. I mean, I don't think we're going to see that now. Hopefully he hits, maybe strips the ball. If you're a Florida State fan, you're watching this, wishing for, a turnover, for a big hit stick, boom stick kind of effect. Going to be second and goal from the 1. I was in this predicament last night, couldn't put the ball in the end zone and score right before half, but I didn't have timeouts. Right now Penn State's got 3 timeouts at their disposal. It's been a great game. It's been a fun game to watch. They make another stop. Make a stop, and now Penn State's forced to call a timeout. He's got to be wondering himself, God, dog, what did I get myself into? Now you're going to run the ball to the right, call this inside zone, run the ball to the right. You need to take that safety over here to the right. They're just going to run the ball and set up a field goal. He's going to cut back. That's a terrible, 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 bad angle. But he's the home team. Hopefully he can hit this. You want that ball right dead in the middle. When you're out in that left hash and it's such a short, sharp angle, it's hard to hit there. It's almost at that point, you know what, I'm just going to run the ball into the crowd and go down. But we'll see. I mean, we don't get to see the kicking meter and all that. Sneaks that one in. That was not pretty. But Penn State is going to win on the last play of the game, 6-3. Tip my hat to both guys. This was an enjoyable game. Both guys right now can go back to the locker room and think what could have been done differently that could have affected this game. I mean, Penn State left opportunities out there on the field, had chances, more chances probably than Florida State. Florida State misses a couple field goals, which, you don't want to see that happen. You don't want to have to lose a game because of your special teams not capitalizing in these, situations. But it is what it is. You have to survive in advance, and that's what Penn State was able to do at home. Unfortunately, Florida State's season comes to an end. They're going to finish 10-3. Penn State now advances. They are 11-2 with this victory. Great job, both gentlemen. Good luck in the future. FAIRDALE Kings, I'm going to sign out. Thank you guys for joining us again. If you enjoyed the content, make sure that you guys hit like and subscribe, comment down below.